Well, you beat your RICO case. But in 2015, El Salvador had the highest national homicide rate per capita in the world, largely because of the MS-13 and 18th Street gang war. El Salvador designated gangs as terrorist organizations, and then in 2020, the U.S. designated MS-13 as a foreign terrorist organization, an FTO. This is because of acts of violence, intimidation, and influencing government policies through force. MS-13 was also labeled as a transnational criminal organization, a TCO, by the Treasury Department due to its involvement in drug trafficking, human trafficking, extortion, other illicit activities. And Trump labeled MS-13 as an alien threat. I mean, I don't know of any other gangs in America that were started in America that's considered a terrorist organization outside of MS-13. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, El Tren de Aragua, but, you know.
So that puts you guys in a whole different category. You're not just a gang member, you're a terrorist if you choose to be MS-13. How does that make you feel as a former MS-13 member and with lots of people that you're connected to in that organization?
Look, man, it's a terrifying moment. But I'll tell you one thing, you know, in 2015, the Serena administration, you know, used the gangs for his presidency, but he never wanted to broker a deal with them. He used them, but did not broker a deal with them. So when he became the president, the first thing he did was go to war with the gangs. He escalated the war with gangs, killing and executing gang members, which laid down the foundation for this new president in El Salvador to tell him, I'm not gonna kill you, but do my bidding, right? That's why once Serena lost, all of a sudden levels of homicide went down 50%. So you can see how crime is being manipulated. Now, the actions of the truce that happened in 2012, and during that same time, that's when the Treasury Department designated 4 individuals as members of an international criminal organization, right? But those 4 people, they don't even have properties. Those people don't have a dime, right? And then you go ahead and you have what happened under the first Trump administration in regards of killings in Long Island that was horrific, you know, and people don't understand the whole concept of what happened, in which why 2 young ladies ended up getting killed. But it's horrific and a loss of life nonetheless, right? And that put the Trump administration with this rhetoric of criminal immigrants. He developed a target to go after the immigrant population that he wanted to go after, but now he had a champion, and the champion was MS-13. He developed a boogeyman.
Yeah, I mean, MS-13 was, you know, named by Trump more than any other gang that I could think of, right?
Of course.
Yeah, he's constantly...
It was an easy sell.
Yeah.
Not only to folks on the left, but folks on the right. Who's going to protect these guys? They've done horrific crimes. Nobody's going to protect them, right? But his rhetoric led to him being able to come into our communities and do what he's doing now in Los Angeles with this mass raids and how he's going after every immigrant.
Yeah, I mean, Trump actually vowed to dismantle MS-13.
Yeah.
You know, and now this whole situation that he's dealing with right now.
But at the same time, just to let you know, at the same time, they had about, 12 or 13 gang members accused of terrorism that they were trying to get extradited. The president of Bukele did not want them extradited because they knew too much information about him, that during first Trump administration, right, Operation Vulcan, you know, led to an investigation in which 2 of the members of the president's cabinet in El Salvador were also designated as members of a transnational criminal organization. Which criminal organization is that? It's the Bukele administration, right? And now, when they make this deal of these folks being deported from Venezuela and El Salvador to the prison of Secot, right? What's the deal? Make my case go away, is what Bukele is saying, and send me those guys, you're charged with terrorism because I don't want them debriefed and I don't want them available to be debriefed. I want them. And that's what Trump is doing. When he's charging folks with terrorism, he's telling the court or telling his DOJ to go talk to the court and let them know to drop the charges. So if he's really going after MS-13, why doesn't he go after the real people at the top that's controlling this, right? So we can't just go on the rhetoric. We know that violence is violence, and we know with gangs create violence, and the violence that has been created in Central America needs to be dealt with. But you can never win violence with violence, because the gang issue is not an issue of folks that are trying to create criminal enterprises. Gang violence is a result of social and economic conditions that develops kids with hopelessness, that all they're doing is seeking to be part of something to be taken into account. And that's not being dealt with, neither in Central America, neither in Los Angeles, neither in New York or Chicago. If you really wanted to dismantle gangs, look at the economic conditions in these neighborhoods where gangs exist, and now you got a target. Now you bring solutions. Now you dismantle a whole new generation of kids that will get into the gangs, because the kids will rather get into sports, will get into art, will get into being creative, will get to go to college. But what are we doing now? We're taking away their scholarships. We're taking away opportunities for them to be able to go to school and pay later for their fees. We, now with this budget that they have, we're talking about $500 billion available to go after supposedly criminals, but they're going after all of us. And they're looking at taking away citizenship. Of children. They're looking the way of taking citizenship of anyone that advocates or speaks or exercises their freedom of speech on things that they don't like. They're coming after us, and they may come after us after you put this on, because that's who they're coming after. They're coming after people that stand up and tell the truth. So freedom of speech in the United States is being under attack. And that's what happened in El Salvador. It's Bukele's playbook, man. Do you really think that Bukele is going to let go of that power he has right now? He already violated the Constitution by running 2 terms. He's going to run a 3rd term because he knows that he or another president that comes in might indict him. He knows that this investigation over here might not go away if Trump doesn't make it go away, if Trump doesn't deport all the witnesses that they have here against him. That's what he wants. He wants all of this. That means everybody that's been charged with terrorism is going to get all their charges dropped and deported back, so Bukele could kill them inside the prisons and make his case, and witnesses go away.
That's crazy.
That's what we're talking about, man. So do we really want to end violence? Yes. I mean, I started this organization with that purpose. And I continue this organization with that purpose. No matter everything that I've gone through and all the challenges that I've gone through, I'm still here. I'm still here trying to figure it out. But I can't go up against the government. You know, I can't go up against the government because I don't have the funding, and I can't do things that big that to bring solutions when the government doesn't want us to be part of this playing field, when they're taking away our civil rights, when they want to backtrack, when they're saying, you know what, maybe farmers, I'll give you all these immigrants, but you become responsible for them. What does that mean? That means that now farmers are going to be slave owners, and they're going to be controlling all these immigrants in their plantations. That's slavery, man. Is that what real make America great means? Go back to those times? So we really need to see a larger picture in all of this. And we cannot just rely on prayers. You know, we need to put in action. You know, and hopefully one day we could all live in peace, man. I want to live in peace because I don't want to be part of this ongoing cycle of displacement that our people are put in. There's nowhere we can make a life. If I all of a sudden get picked up, my son never got involved in gangs. My stepson got caught up and died. I got 2 more children I got to take care of. They arrest me right now. What's going to happen with them? They arrest me now. Where am I going to make peace? Where am I going to be able to go to sort of like to Sudan, to a third country because they can't deport me to El Salvador? South Sudan? Libya? You know? Like Liberia or what other country that said that they could deport people? Look, man, this is where we are right now. This is not the solution. And our people have become the scapegoat of every problem that exists in this country. And we can't let that happen.
Well, that's how we're going to end it. Alex Sanchez, I appreciate you coming in and telling your story. You know, it seems like your past continued to haunt you, even though you turned your life around. You created an organization in Los Angeles that actually brought positivity, de-escalation of conflict, and so forth, because ultimately people like yourself that go into these communities that come from these gangs could talk to people and do things that the police can't do. All the police could do is arrest people. The police don't come in to try to have sit downs with people and try to have gang wars, try to create truces and so forth. But people like yourself have. But unfortunately, because of your past and because of the old beefs that you had with certain people, things kept coming back up again. But it seems like you've won every single case that they brought against you. And hopefully there'll be no more cases that they do bring against. Yeah, exactly.
It's not something that I put myself in. Exactly. It's something that they put me in.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah. And you've won every time, though.
The slogan, "My past comes to hurt me," I had written it in a poem that I wrote in one of our calendars. And the prosecution was using it as evidence that I have a past that's coming to haunt me.
Wow. That's wild. Well, Alex, man, I wish you all the best, man. I think you have a lot of good work ahead of you, man, and just waiting to see what you come up with in the future.
Life is yet to be seen.
That's what it is. Until next time.
All
Peace.
Right.